Hello everybody, it's Peter the Rock. It's a Friday, 22nd of December, about 2:30. It's reasonably warm for the time of year. Ahead of me is Dominique, the horizontal crane responsible for putting bits of the HS2 viaduct in place across the piers, across the Colne Valley. Quite a huge task. Now, to my mind, that looks slightly orange. I'm sure that used to be red. I don't know what you think, or I don't really know what I know. I'm standing in the middle of a bit of a jungle here, and the reason I'm here is not only to see as close as I can to Dominique, but to look at this sign here, which says it's 79 miles to Braunston. And in fact, this also says in memory of Kit Crayford, looks like 1993. So, and CJCC, wonder what that stands for. Oh, GJCC. It's easy for you to say. Now, there are lots of these signs that say Braunston 79 miles, 78 miles, 80 miles, whatever, which obviously is a sort of an attractive place to go to, given that its distance is measured in various points along the canal, about a mile apart, as you'd expect. I once went to Watford. There was a I don't know, nightclub or something, and I saw Gene Pitney live. How about that, folks? And he sang Only 24 Hours from Tulsa, which struck me as a semi-satirical thing to say, and maybe he was being sarcastic, maybe the buses were particularly slow. I don't know the point of all that, but America's a very big place, so maybe 24 hours is a relatively short journey there. Of course, when HS2, high capacity 2, is in action, it'll be, what will it be, 90 minutes to Birmingham. I think Gene Pitney has left us, but he might want to, if he hadn't. That's rather nice. That's a nice view through the trees. I rather like the lines of HS2, and as I've mentioned, sorry, the viaduct, and I mentioned in previous videos, the idea is that it's 30 feet above the ambient land level, or in this case water level. This is where it crosses a few lakes. And those of you who've seen my video of the Slough Arm spur of this canal, a long way south of here, where it goes under the M25. The M25 is about 12 to 15 feet above the canal. So this is, if anything, better designed than the M25, which is what you'd expect for something being constructed in 2023. A good, I don't know, 40 years, 35 years after the M25. That's where the end of the viaduct is, folks. It's about halfway from Moorhall Road to the canal. I was expecting it to be a bit further, but I don't know. I'm not privy to HS2 progress reports. All I can do is go out and observe and film things that may or may not be interesting. Pity no one's working on it at the moment. I did happen to come by here a week or two back at night, and the whole thing was lit up. Not because it was Christmas coming. Oh, that's a good view of the marina. Marvellous. A lot of boats there, a lot of enthusiasts. Narrowboats, all shapes and sizes. My friend Bill used to have a boat. I think it was called the Glebe. Wasn't very big, but he loved his boat, and he'd sometimes go on holiday with it. And I think he might have got rid of it now, but you know, what a way to relax, really, just tootling along the canal every now and then, getting out and opening and closing lock gates. Couldn't be better. But, well, it could be better, you know, it could be, the weather could be better often. So there we are. This is the Grand Union Canal. I mean, the main good thing about the canal, I think, is the people. And you get some very interesting characters, all sorts here. One of my friends on a boat, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but in a previous life, all these characters on the boats, especially if they're around about 50 years old, it's a nice view of Dominique, have had a sort of interesting previous life. And this character, let's call him Steve, was once the dog walker for John Paul Getty. You may have heard of him. He used to be a very rich man, and well, his father was. Paul Getty was a very rich man, and I presume he was pretty rich as well. John Paul Getty, I think, was a big cricket fan, and that his ground is still actively used. That's the end of the Dominique, which is stretching out over the end of the completed viaduct. Anyway, my friend, let's call him Steve, all he had to do was walk the dogs in the grounds twice a day, morning and night. And I'm afraid the poor chap used to get bored with this somewhat meaningless, or not meaningless, but mindless, I suppose is the word, task. And he took to drink, sadly, and it all slowly fell apart. And I don't know if that's the reason he left, but that must be quite difficult to get fired from a job as a dog walker. But there you go. If you're watching, Steve, or whatever your name is, hello. I wish you well, and I hope you are still on a narrowboat, living happily somewhere on the Grand Union Canal. One of the great things about the canal is you have to move fairly regularly, so you get to see other sites. Now, over there, through the little marina area, are some cranes. Used to be 5 in a row, and I think they're there mainly for the piers. So there has been some progress, but not as much as I'd like. This video has gone far too long. I do appreciate you watching. Thanks a lot. Like and subscribe. Cheers. Bye.